I was thinking about the amount of energy that we give our past in thought, in emotion. We ruminate over the things that have happened. And I found myself doing this often, like I'm in the present moment, but my mind is going over things that happened 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago. And it's like, how am I really moving forward or preparing for a future that I want to see if I'm always going over things that happened yesteryear, and at the now I'm in the phase where I'm actively intentionally changing my life. I'm looking at the things that I'm doing unconsciously, and one of the main things that I find myself doing is like having big conversations or big feelings about things that are out of my control now. It no longer serves a purpose. I can't fix it. I can't go back. Nothing can be done of what has happened. And I thought to myself, like, all of that brain power and energy I'm giving to the past version of me and to past people is unproductive. So now I was thinking to myself, how can I change this? What kind of things can I do? Now that I'm conscious of how I'm thinking, how can I change this? And what I'm going to start doing is breaking that pattern. So when I catch myself going over an old argument, conversation, or anything like that, is to invite something new into my life. So whether that's going for a walk, writing something, creating something like this video, like I feel a certain way and I'm documenting how I'm feeling, but in speaking it out loud, I'm creating that change and finding new ways to relate to myself, not just through the lens of my past, but the lens of my present and my future, right? Because I just think of, if we want certain things in life and we want to go certain places, how are we going to get there if every time we are thinking about life, it's of things that used to be? Even when we think about going for a new position in life, whether it's a job, moving location, starting a new relationship, friendship, changing the way you look, cutting your hair, whatever it is, we always reference things from the past, never taking into consideration what it actually means to do it in the now. Because if we took away any memory of the past, we wouldn't know, we would have nothing to reference with it. And in a way, that's good, because you're going to new things with a fresh mind. And that's the way we want to approach life, is with a fresh mind, with a fresh outlook, with a fresh spirit, because that's the only way you're going to really reap the rewards of what you're planting, is if you go with it with this seed that I plant in this fresh soil is going to be abundant and blossom. I welcome friendships into my life because my world is full of abundance, and I invite them into that space. Not, oh, I don't know if I want to have friends because the last time I had a friendship that was that close, that person did this, this, and this. We're framing it in such a negative way that we're only going to repeat what has been done, because our mind cannot foresee or imagine something new, because we're working off an old timeline. And I think it's so important to recognize that within ourselves and go about making changes intentionally. So now when I meet people and I speak to people, I meet them with the energy of abundance, even if in the past that energy and that behavior that I had was chastised. In this moment that I'm in with this person, it's a new experience. So I can show my best self to them because I don't know them. And even if the people that I do know, I can continue to show my best self to them because it's a new experience. It's only with outdated information do we recall and act in the past ways, because we're not giving ourselves the invitation and the gift of experiencing something new and living in the newness of ourselves. We can't create a new future with the old tricks. We can't rewrite a lifestyle that we want to live with an old narrative. So we can't take what wasn't working or what didn't go right and bring it into the present and think that we're going to experience something better. We're going to get the same of more of what we had. So now that I recognize that and I can speak truth to that, and I can speak, I understand what that is. It's like, okay, I need to be conscious of the words that I'm choosing, the conversations that I'm having, the people that I'm connecting with, and how I am choosing to show up. And then, say for example, if I see behaviors or actions within myself and others that I feel are a representation of the past, I need to have boundaries in place and have a voice to say, this is not what I like, and this is not for me. And in doing that, it enables me then to keep to the version of myself I want to be and I'm becoming, and to let go of what doesn't work, So it's just about being conscious of what we're doing and stop giving the energy to the past, because it's no longer serving us. It came to do what it needed to do, and it's done. And we should be grateful for the experience that it gave us, whether it was good, bad or indifferent, and open our hearts to the newness of life, because every day is an invitation to experience something greater, right? What happened yesterday no longer serves today, right? So imagine what happened 2 to 3 years ago. It can no longer serve our now. And the more we live in the present moment and we're conscious of being in the present moment, the more we can feel fulfilled, we can feel grateful, we can be peaceful, and we can actually bring into our lives the things that we desire, right? So whether that's a healthy relationship, deep, meaningful friendships, creating beautiful art that people want to endorse and exhibit and travel the world talking about your art, whether that's wearing clothes that make you feel good and expresses your personality and your energy, whether that's eating healthy foods that energize you and actually raise your vibration, whether it's making stories and telling stories that have yet to be told, it's all possible when you change the narrative of how you see yourself and you refrain from giving so much energy to your past.